I'm back. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I figured I will just start recording anyway. Swallow the frog. So, when I said I'm back, I actually am back. I actually was off for a week. I went to Niue, which is a beautiful little island in the middle of the ocean, about 3 hours from New Zealand. And it's the most remote, beautiful place I could ever imagine. And I just was there with my family, swam every day, just took it all in, was pretty disconnected. It was a great time just to recharge and take it easy. While I was away, yeah, I looked at the jobs here and there, applied for a couple. I don't really know idea what's next. I've had a couple phone calls already. I have another phone call later today. So that's great. Things are going well. I have a lot of ideas, lots of stuff running through my head, getting really excited about things to do. Well, you do nothing for a week and you're just looking in the ocean. It's very easy to just let your brain go free. I highly recommend it to people. It's just like kind of like what people say about going for a walk. So, yeah, what have I thought about? Well, I have some games to work on. I have some new games I want to build. I have a couple applications that sound interesting to me. I've just about finished a couple new projects I want to get out. And then I also want to go back and start talking about some of the really cool stuff I've done in the past. And yesterday I was on a kind of pre screen interview thing with a recruiter, and they go through your work history. And I touched on a couple topics, and one of them is just something I know is way too geeky for most people, but I'm super passionate about it. I love talking about it. It's hard to find an audience. At my previous role, I built this system with another developer, and her and I still to this day love to talk about it. So I'll probably do a video on that topic, which is around single table design. It sounds really boring, but I can tell you, if you're a nerd like me, it's really cool when you pull it off. So yeah. Um, Another thing was I was just looking through my analytics and I saw that my very first game, which is over 16 years old on the App Store, my first App Store game, somebody apparently just recently wrote a review saying, oh, there was a bug in it. And it was kind of bad because it was their favorite app. And this is something that has not made me any money. It doesn't even have, I didn't even know it had users anymore. It's so old. It's hard to maintain because the libraries I built it don't exist anymore. Um, so I loaded up the app and yep, I found the bug. And I'm like, well, let's see if I could run the code anymore. So I pulled it up and I actually was able to get the code running again. And I found the bug. I believe I fixed the bug. And I also added a couple other features because I couldn't help myself. So that was fun. I actually got back into building after my holidays yesterday. And looking forward to, so I'll finish testing that and I'll put that out. So I'm back building. I have a whole bunch of ideas. I have so much I want to talk about. Where to start? I don't know. Just off the top of my head, yesterday I tried my first brisket. I have a pizza oven that I built that I'm always testing new recipes in. My kids are on school holidays. The last Sharks NHL Sharks game is today of their season. Unfortunately, they didn't make the playoffs, so really excited to watch that. Me and my kid built a little remote controlled Zamboni over the weekend. I caught up with my best friend who's in a band we've been in since we were teenagers, over 30 years. And we have a little podcast, and we just decided that we wanted to pivot it because we really want it to be more focused. Instead of us talking about random things, make it a bit more focused and talk about our um, engagement with our fans. Try to, if there are fans out there, we want to find them because our goal is to get 100 subscribers. We're sitting at 79 for a long time. So fingers crossed. So lots of stuff going on. And it's really easy to get overwhelmed. And on top of all those things, I try to get fishing in as much as I can. I will start coaching my inline hockey team again next week. Everything's fun, having a great time. But then there's also that reality of, oh yeah, I need a job. Oh yeah, I need that day job to pay my bills. And when I do that, I won't have all this time. Ugh. And that's how I've been feeling about this for the last few months. Just going, gosh, it's going to suck, But yesterday, I had a couple good conversations with people. One is just an old friend of mine. We haven't connected in a while. And we chatted. He didn't have any opportunities, but it was just really good to touch base. And then I talked to a recruiter about something. And okay, yeah, maybe when I do talk to people a bit more about real opportunities, I do kind of get excited again. I kind of get that validation of when I talk about my work career. It's like, actually, no, I really did do good stuff. I really am qualified at what I built and have done, and I'm very proud of that. I even went on those like social media business websitey things and just made some posts about that, and I actually had like 1,000 people read it, and I had lots of people coming out of the woodwork, paying me messages and stuff, like the old CEO of my business and stuff. So it was fantastic. um yeah, so that's kind of where I am right now. I am Michael. I am a creator with a day job. Sure, no day job right now, but we're working on that. But what's a creator? Well, I realize that nowadays people think creator is like a content creator, somebody who makes content for YouTube's, which is either a lot of it's maybe nostalgia based or commentaries and things like that. That's all fine. But when I say I'm a creator, I'm someone who builds things. I make applications, I make pizza ovens, I make electronics, guitar pedals, I robots. I make stuff. So that to me is creation. I'm not saying the other stuff isn't, but I want to say, like, when I'm a creator with a day job, I'm not a content creator. I'm a guy who creates stuff, and then the content is just showing the stuff I've created. Hope that makes sense. Um, I also love gear. I am a gearhead. I have this really cool studio around me that I built just for this podcast, which is absolutely overkill. Absolutely, I don't need all this stuff, but I love gear. And it's all within budget. It's all quite affordable stuff. And I have some new gear. I don't know. Are people interested in that? Maybe so. Maybe I'll talk about what I've set up here and talk about how I'm doing all this and how I've kind of recycled a lot of old gear to build this little studio I have, and how I'm constantly growing and evolving it. And as I do, I get new ideas of, oh, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could show things in this way. So lots of cool ideas. I have no real plan going forward. We're just going to play this out and see. But I am really keen to maybe start talking about some of my projects, talking about more of my discovery around the aphantasia and how that relates to my creative process. Because I'm learning, especially now with like modern tooling, AI and all this, that is helping me in ways that I really struggled in the past, especially that ability to visualize, ability for me to use words and quickly create visual imagery that reflects what I'm trying to get across. That was always a gap I had when talking with people, is also pen to paper. I'm a terrible artist, even though I do my own drawings and cartoons and artwork, all that. It's of a certain style, which I appreciate, but isn't fancy. And it's maybe hard for me to communicate certain ideas that way. But through AI image generation, I can. It's a cool gap I'm filling. So even I'm not using it so much to create any content, I'm using it to help express ideas. And that might be fun to explore and explain how I do that. So, yeah, lots of great ideas, lots of stuff coming up. We're just going to go on and see how we do. I'm Michael. I'm a creator with a day job.